Have you ever wondered what it really takes for a TikTok to blow up? I mean, not just go viral, but become one of the most watched videos on the entire planet. Well, today we're going to tear apart the biggest TikToks ever to see what makes them tick. So let's just start with the big question right up front. What is the secret sauce? What's the formula that gets a single, short video watched billions of times? And trust me, the answer is probably not what you're expecting. Before we get into the breakdown, I just want you to look at this number. Let it sink in for a second. 2.2 billion. That's how many times the #1 TikTok has been viewed. To put that in perspective, that's more people than live on the continents of North and South America combined. The scale is it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Now, to even make it onto this list, to even be in the top 25, you have to be part of a pretty exclusive group. We are talking about the 200 million view club. Yeah, that's the starting point. So let's take a look at who's getting past the velvet rope. So right at the beginning of the list, you start to see these two different paths to virality pop up. On one side, you've got this pure, raw emotion, a guy hugging a full-grown lion. It's kind of dangerous, it's heartwarming, you just can't look away. On the other side, you have simple, cool spectacle, like a great drone shot. Both work, but then one creator came along who didn't take either path. He basically carved his own. And this quote right here, it just perfectly sums up the moment a new kind of star didn't just play the game, he completely changed all the rules. And I have a feeling you know exactly who we're talking about. That's right, you can't talk about TikTok virality without talking about Khaby Lame. His meteoric rise was no accident. It was the result of him perfecting this repeatable, absolutely genius formula that's all built around one simple idea: keep it simple. His whole method is like a masterclass in comedy. It's this perfect 3-act play. First, you see some ridiculous, overly complicated life hack video, like someone using a giant knife to peel a banana. Then, step 2, Khaby just does it the normal way. And the punchline, the final step, is that signature wordless, "Are you serious?" shrug to the camera. It is a perfect joke that lands every single time. This sarcastic comment from the source material it hits the nail on the head, right? His content is so funny because it's a mirror showing us how absurdly complicated we make things. He's not just some guy making funny faces. He's like the global ambassador for common sense. And all of this leads to what you could call the Khaby effect. You see, his real genius is that his comedy doesn't need subtitles. That shrug, that look on his face, it's a universal language. It's understood in every country, in every culture. He basically created a truly global form of entertainment without ever saying a word. Okay, but as huge as Khaby is, believe it or not, there's another level, a completely different stratosphere. From here on out, we are entering the billion view club, and the numbers are about to take an absolutely staggering leap. So hang on. At number 5 on the list, we're looking at an incredible 400 million views. I mean, that's amazing. But then, just one spot higher, the view count jumps by 250 million views. It's just like the source material says, we just made a jump from 400 million views to 659 million views. This is where the air gets really thin, and a totally new formula for what works starts to take over. Right at the very top of the TikTok mountain, the entire playbook flips. It's not about Khaby's "I get it" simplicity anymore. No, up here, it's all about mind-bending complexity that makes you hit replay over and over, just so you can ask yourself, wait, how on earth did he do that? And this chart says it all. It is just utter domination by one creator, Zach King. He's got the number 3 spot with 1.1 billion views and the number 1 spot with that unbelievable 2.2 billion. His videos are these masterpieces of digital magic, like one where it looks like he's flying on a real-life Harry Potter broomstick, and they are designed to make you rewatch. You just have to try and figure out the trick. The source puts it pretty perfectly here. With numbers like that, you really could say he's the king of TikTok. His content is the very definition of rewatchable. Each video is a little puzzle, and your brain can't help but watch it again and again, trying to hunt for the secret. And that right there is an incredibly powerful engine for driving up views. So after climbing all the way from 200 million views to over 2 billion, what's the big takeaway? What have we actually learned? What is the real blueprint for making one of the most watched videos in the history of the internet? Well, it really boils down to a few key things. First, it has to be universal, no language barrier. After that, it has to hit one of two extremes. Either you go for the extreme simplicity of Khaby Lame, that common sense aha moment, or you go for the mind-bending complexity of Zach King, that how did he do that moment of awe. Either way, both create insane rewatch value, which is the perfect storm for virality. And all of that leaves us with one last big question. We've seen two completely opposite strategies make it to the top of the mountain: the absolute simplest common sense and the most complex digital magic. So it really makes you wonder, what's the next undiscovered formula? What is the next billion-view video going to look like?